We're celebrating a short war, but tonight we'll bring you all the latest. Also, on the program today we're spending 2 years of COVID. Also, we'll find out about the MP and we got a surprise for you.
Itv Evening News with Owen Shreves.
Good evening, welcome to Wednesday's Evening News. My name is Owen Shreves. Nobody dies for President. Ex-Ukraine leader asked Boris Johnson to avoid the MOMPARISON. Here is the latest.
The city is locked down, but the silence only lasts for so long. There's a curse. So our conversation with the former president is over a video call. Now we're in Kyiv, in the middle of a curfew. We can hear some gunfire in the distance.
You with your own eyes can see what's going on in Kyiv. So the whole night we have an artillery fire and missiles fire. And this is happening just maybe 800 meters from here.
Poroshenko's relationship with Putin is almost unique, but he says he's learned one important lesson from his dealings with him.
Don't trust Putin. Don't trust anything of his promises, because 2 days before the invasion, he said publicly, we never attack Ukraine.
You have looked him in the eye, you've negotiated with him directly. Do you think he will resort to widespread chemical warfare and perhaps even nuclear war?
This would be second stage of his personal suicide. Is it theoretical?
Dear friends, he says, but he adds its promised support needs to be delivered quicker.
Your hypersonic anti-aircraft system, which Prime Minister Johnson just a few days ago promised us that we receive, that will be the only possible way how to stop anti-missile Russian technology. Please, need to be here now. Stop any bureaucratic war. Stop any political blah, blah, blah.
Today he's proposing an alternative peace plan for which Putin remains the greatest hurdle. Can you see a situation where Putin accepts that this country has a right to exist and a right to its own sovereignty?
We do not need the permission from Putin for our nation to exist. We don't touch Putin, but Ukraine.
Isn't there at itv.com/news. Okay. Ukraine figures as MARIPOL since ONCO Doran wasn't cast by the city as returned into the L. It is the latest.
It's my son.
Glimpses of the battle for Mariupol from the people who are fighting it. This footage from the Ukrainian armed forces shows what they say is a Russian artillery attack on an industrial complex. And this video from pro-Russian forces purports to show their progress into Mariupol, or what's left of it. 80% of the city, according to the local authorities, has now been destroyed. Ukraine's Deputy Prime Minister assures Mariupol's citizens that the government is trying to get them out. We won't leave anyone behind, she says. People who have managed to escape the siege arrive here in Lviv and then move on by coach to Poland. This is your son?
Yes, it's my son. Это было очень страшно, но мне нужно было собраться с моим...
It's been terrifying, Ksenia told me. The city has turned into hell, she said. I felt like the world forgot about us. Her president is doing his best to make sure the world knows all about the fate of Mariupol. Being applauded by parliament via video link has become part of Volodymyr Zelensky's daily routine. Today it was Italy's turn. Imagine if this was happening to Genoa, he said. The other regular part of the president's schedule is a plea for direct talks with the Russian government, but they are yet to respond. Mr. Zelensky says he wants to find out what it's going to take to persuade Mr. Putin to cease fire, but the price of any peace deal might well be Russian control over the place these people call home. And that is not something Ukrainians seem ready to accept. Putin's spokesman, meanwhile, refused to rule out today the use of nuclear weapons in what the Russians like to call their special operation.
So if it is an existential threat for our country, then it can be used in accordance with our concept.
Well,
there are no other reasons.
The United Nations assessment of this war now framed by frustration.
By any measure, by even the it is time to end this absurd war.
Yeah, there won't be more to come. Geraint Vincent, News at 10, Western Ukraine.
Yeah, and and the story in Ukraine and Russia are really sad. So if you want any help, that's /loose. Okay, let's put Ukraine and Russia to the side. Okay, today we're spending 2 years of COVID. So back in 2020, on the 23rd of March, the pandemic has begun. But today at 12 o'clock, some people did a 2-minute silence to remember the people who died during the war, during the pandemic, and the people who fight it. All this is at iTweeters.com/news. And if we want to know why our COVID restrictions wasn't in the UK and should we be worried, you can do that all that at iTweeters.com/news. And quickly back to the in the Ukraine war, you can do that at well. Now on to the war news now. William and Kate are faced to protest as they arrive in Jamaica. Here is Kish.
The weather was not of the idyllic kind the Caribbean normally offers its guests, but the overcast skies were perhaps an omen for William and Kate's visit to Jamaica. Nevertheless, Kate was in gold for the arrival at the airport this afternoon, one of Jamaica's national colours representing the sun. But ahead of the couple touching down here, there have been protests which have cast a distinct shadow over this visit. The protest was outside the British High Commission here. Several dozen turned up this morning, demanding an apology from Britain for its role in the slave trade. And some say the gains William's own ancestors made personally from slavery.
Prince William, I hope you feel ashamed in some sense. I hope you feel remorse. I hope you feel, how could my ancestors do this to these people's ancestors?
Coupled with the debate about becoming a republic and removing the Queen as head of state, there is a lively debate in Jamaica about the role of the monarchy in 2022.
The Duke and Duchess, William, they haven't done anything to us, but they represent a certain kind of history that is unpleasant for our people.
The Queen hasn't given, she hasn't said anything, she's just there as the head, taking and taking.
William and Kate's first stop here was to see the Governor-General, the Queen's representative in a country where she is still known as the Queen of Jamaica. This year, Jamaica is celebrating 60 years of independence from the former colonial master, but it's also a moment being used by those who want to transition from realm to new republic. It won't happen today, but tomorrow William will address Britain's role in the slave trade. His father has previously called it a stain on Britain's past, and the protests here are likely to continue. Chris Ship News at 10, Kingston, Jamaica.
Thank you, Chris. With that latest, and we'll have more on the royal news tomorrow. This week we do our heat wave. So if you've been enjoying the sunshine, please share in your pictures, and tell us what you'll be doing. iReally.com/news. Okay, we got some big news for you, a surprise for you, as we say. So I am going live on Instagram. I don't know when I'm doing this, but we're gonna do something for the grain. We're gonna do a concert, and we're gonna waste money for the grain. So I will plan it out, but I don't know when it will be. But we will let you know. I will let you know. No, okay. Listen, 2 days ago until my 70th birthday. I'll call it that. Only until my 70th birthday. How cool is that? I'm looking forward to it. I am, of course, looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing, and it's just going to be amazing. Amazing. Okay. Family pays tribute to a 17-month-old Bella killed by a dog in her house. Here is the latest.
A much-loved toddler who died in the most unimaginably terrible circumstances. Bella Ray was only 17 months old, mauled to death inside her home by the family dog, just as neighbours were coming home from the school run.
We just pulled off from getting the kids from school, heard all the screaming, and I just ran over, tried to help. Started CPR for literally seconds, and then the paramedics came and took over.
Bella Ray was taken to hospital, where she died from her injuries. This morning, police said the family had only had the dog for a week.
During the incident, the dog was handed over to police at the address and has been humanely destroyed. Forensic examinations to determine the dog's breed are ongoing, and we are working to identify all the previous owners of the dog so we can establish its history.
As neighbours came to lay flowers, Bella Ray's family thanked the community for their support, like Pauline, who lives next door.
It's just devastating. It's such a tragedy. You know, you hear about it happening to other people, but you never think it's going to happen to you. The poor little girl, what she must have gone through.
It's terrifying and heartbreaking that something could have happened like that. So it's really scary to know that it can happen.
And tonight this community is in shock and grieving for a little girl who her family say will be sadly missed, but never forgotten.
Yeah, it's so heartbreaking and sad about that little girl who just lost her life at 17 months old. Yes, and if you want to look at the newspaper for this evening, it's at itv.com/news, and that's where you can get all the latest news and current news. And about the MP, and before we go this evening, the MP news of the MP David biddings. We add the latest. We can't find the video, but you can check out the video at itv.com/news. Then it says something about calling online, right? Yeah, all that itv.com/news. Okay. That's it for this evening. Next is MDale, and then Coalition Week. Tom Buckley's back here at the latest time, 10:45. But I'll be back here tomorrow at the earliest time, 6 o'clock. Okay? I'm back here tomorrow at 6 o'clock, right here, live on YouTube. We didn't miss it. So tomorrow, I'm not back here at 6 o'clock. So tomorrow we'll be doing it from 6 o'clock all the way till 7. It'll be 1 hour long. Can't wait. We're looking forward to it. So, I know we'll be looking forward to it. We will be looking forward to it. We will be looking for it. And remember that all the latest news and all the news you want at itv.com/news. I'm back here tomorrow at 6 o'clock live on YouTube with ITV Evening News. With the ITV Evening News. But from everyone here, stay safe and good night.